All right, so I'm working on this old Dell, well, Alienware X51R2, and it's an i3. It's a little bit slower. It doesn't have a solid-state hard drive, but the computer is as is. We've installed Windows 10 on it, and we want to speed it up and make it a little better. Most people are at home right now, and I get a lot of questions about, hey, how can I speed up my computer? It's running slow. What do I need to do? How can I fix it? How can I make it run better? All those questions. I mean, the obvious answer is get an SSD, get some new hardware, RAM, memory, CPU, just a whole bunch of things that you can do. A lot of people can't get out. A lot of people can't get hardware. A lot of people can't get somebody to install the hardware, whether it's finances, availability. I know Facebook and eBay, the prices have just gone up like crazy. So it's not as easy to get stuff like it used to. So we're going to talk about free, easy ways to make your computer run faster without spending any money. So the number one easiest thing to do, as I found out, is with these oldest computers that people have been using them for so long. And by using them so long, you have so many programs that have been installed, stuff you don't realize that's installed, you don't know how to get rid of, and the computer's just a complete mess. If you've backed up your stuff already or you're just not concerned about what's in there, here's one thing to do. Reset your computer. In Windows 10, go over here to the search, type reset, and look for where it says reset this PC. Click over here, click get started, and you could kind of tell it what programs you want to save, what files you don't want to save. I do a complete fresh restart and just go ahead and knock it out. So that's like the easiest, most common way to do it. Now, if you're not interested in doing that, the other thing you can do is updates. Go over here, search, updates, check for updates, and you have Windows installing updates. I got updates installing right now, so another thing, get your computer up to date. I had a computer that was 1806, 1803, we upgraded to 1909, run fast, ran good. Couple other things you consider. First thing, CCleaner. If you go to any search engine, type in CCleaner, download the free version, and we're gonna open this up real quick. And CCleaner is a great program to help clean up your computer. Now, one of the biggest issues is that people run out of space from just stuff that they have that they didn't realize they have. I go to tools over here and I start removing programs. So what we do is we go ahead, like I don't need Microsoft OneDrive, we can uninstall that. That's 137 megs. So that's one easy thing to get rid of. There's Microsoft, what we got here? Microsoft mobile plans, we could get rid of that because this is not a laptop or whatever. Your phone, I don't sync my phone to Windows. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different programs, and just look for programs that you see. Now, check the install date. If you see this computer is from 2005 and this program was last installed in 2005 and you haven't used it, it's a safe bet to get rid of it. Another thing to do is if you go to the custom clean, you can go right over here. Make sure you close your browser, hit analyze, which is probably going to prompt me to close my browser, but I don't want to close it just yet. And what it's going to do is going to go through your hard drive and it's going to find all these junk files and everything that you haven't used in a while. So let's let this go through this quick. All right, so this is a fresh install, and even with a fresh install, you can see we have 186 megs to be removed. So I've actually done computers where I've actually taken out 5 gigs just doing this. Just go run cleaner. It will delete these files from your PC. It keeps prompting me to close Microsoft Internet Explorer, which I'm not because I got something else I want to show. Then once you're done, you got rid of all those programs, go to the registry cleaner, scan for issues. And as you can see, there's a lot of issues and file extensions that are missing or not used or whatever. This causes little glitches, and I've actually found by doing this, I'm able to get software running that wasn't running prior. Just scan for issues, fix select issues, don't make a backup, we don't care. Delete it, you're good to go. So that's one easy thing to do. Another thing to do is you're gonna need a software called Speccy. I like Speccy a lot. If you watch my videos, you know that I use this software a lot. And what Speccy does is it tells you the specs of everything inside your computer, CPU, temps. I mean, it's pretty good. So it tells me Windows 10, i3, 4130, the motherboard, Alienware, yada yada, my graphics card, temperatures, how it's running, memory, hard drive, all that stuff that I have in it. The reason why I use this program is because sometimes you need to figure out what drivers I need to update. One of the biggest drivers to update is your video card drivers. This one's running an NVIDIA GTX 645. I know it's outdated and I might not have the drivers, but if you go to nvidia.com, product type, let's go to GeForce, gosh, do we even have it? 600 series. Do we even have 645? Oh yeah, we got the GeForce, I think it's GTX 645, search, have Windows 10. So as you can see, the release date for this one, which they're still making drivers, is April 15th. I'm gonna go ahead and download this. And by putting the newer drivers, you actually get more performance I found out of games. Just depending on the software or the driver's fixed. Check frequently. If you have an AMD or Radeon graphics card, AMD.com support, and you can do the same thing and select your graphics cards that you need. I need to download this because this is a fresh install of Windows, and we're going to save it and we're going to install it. So let's move on to the next one, something a little more advanced, but something I think you could do at home if we can manage. All right, so the next thing I found that actually makes a big difference on your computer is if you go to Services, search services.msc, open it up, and it's going to open up this screen. Now, don't be discouraged. Hopefully this gets in right over here. Zoom that in. We're going to make this bigger. And the two that I found that actually makes your experience with Windows a lot smoother, a lot faster, even without a solid-state hard drive, is over here, Connected User Experiences. We're going to click it, right-click it, go to Properties, and what we're going to do is we're going to disable it. Hit Apply. Okay. Now, the next one that we're going to do is Distributed Link Tracking Client. We're going to right-click it, Properties, Disable, Apply, Done. All right, so once you've done these two things, go ahead, restart your computer, and you should notice that it should boot up a little faster, and you should have a better experience with it. I have found those two just to be memory hogs, unnecessary stuff that you don't need running in the background, and it just helps for a better experience once you disable them. So we're going to move on to the next one. The next one that I like to do is if you go to Control Panel, let's make this easy. Let's load this thing up. Go to Systems and Security. And what I do is I go to System right over here, Advanced System Settings, and where it says over here on the top, Performances, let's go Adjust for Best Performance. Now the one thing I do leave enabled is show thumbnails instead of icons, because that way when you load up your pictures or whatever, you can actually see what they look like, get that preview. Hit Apply. And what that's going to do is it's going to get rid of that whole fading and those magical effects that Windows 10 use that just take up unnecessary resources that's keeping you from a better experience. Click OK. System protection, this is up to you. If you're running a solid state hard drive, you want the most space. If you're computer savvy, you want the most space, but I disable this because I don't need my computer backing up. I'd rather redo it or fix it myself. So, and I think I just went a little quick on that. So go ahead, click OK. Let's do it one more time. Configure, disable, apply. And that's going to save you up to like 10 to 20 gigs, depending on your hard drive space, and help keep the computer, because right in the background, it's going to start backing up little by little. So that's another thing that kind of hogs up a little memory. So we're going to click OK on that. All right, let's get out of here. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so here's another tip for you gamers out there who just want to get a little more frames per second. And I've actually found this to work, and I've actually validated with my own testing on it. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, install the newest drivers, obviously, that helps a lot. Go down over here and double click the NVIDIA icon on the bottom right over here where it says NVIDIA settings, double click it. It should pop up the control panel right over here, NVIDIA control panel. Go to your managed 3D settings, scroll down until you see where it says power management mode. Click that and click prefer maximum performance. What that actually does is that actually allows more constant voltage to the video card, so when you're actually gaming or you're actually putting a load on that video card, it kind of helps keep the frames, it helps keeps the the frequencies better on the video card, and it kind of helps with dips and frames a little bit. I'm not saying this is going to make your video card super effective, but every little bit helps. So just change that over there, and you should notice at least a 1 or 2% increase in frames that I have found. Especially works if you're trying to overclock your video card, which that's another story in itself. Change that over there, and that actually makes a bit of a difference on your graphics card. Hit the apply button, and you're done. And just make sure you scroll over here and make sure that setting is there. Prefer maximum performance. So real quick, easy tip for anybody with their graphics cards that they just want to squeeze a little extra frames per second on that. All right, and we'll move on. All right, for the last one, let's go back to control panel, just real quick. Go to System and Security, and as you can see, this thing's running a lot smoother already. System, Advanced, and Remote, and get rid of this. This is not more of a tweak to speed up, but if people are trying to scam you, it disables that feature where people could just get into your computer and try to hack you. Hit apply, click OK, you're good to go. You're right, and we're done on that one. So we got to restart for these updates over here. Another thing to do, I like to do over here is MS config. Okay, search msconfig, go to boot, advanced options, enable your processors. We have 4, so that just allows Windows to kind of utilize more of your processes that you have. Go to services. I hide all Microsoft ones, and I look for the ones that I don't want updating in the background. I mean, Google, I'll leave it updating, NVIDIA, and those. So these are fine, but sometimes you'll have a whole bunch of them that you'll see. It might be from a game, might be for programs. Go ahead and unclick them. That way they could be disabled. Just make sure you hide all the Microsoft ones. That way you don't accidentally get rid of one that you don't need. Perfect example, cellular time. I'm not using any type of 5G, 4G, anything. Disable that. Click apply. All right, go to startup, open task over here, and there's a couple that I like to get rid of. Number 1, CCleaner. I don't like it to open up. Disable that. That helps speed up your boot ups. Windows security notifications, disable. And anything else that you see that you might not, normally use, just go ahead and get rid of it. These are the 2 most common ones when I use CCleaner and Windows security. So we've already disabled those. Click OK. All right, so don't show this again. Exit without restart. I'm actually going to go ahead and restart this computer because I got some updates I need to install. And we're just going to go ahead and do that. So what can we take away from this? These few tricks that I've talked about make a huge difference in speeding up your computer and your performance that I found. It's going to run a lot better. You're going to get better boot times. You're going to get a better experience, better performance. And the more that you take away from those background programs in Windows, the better the computer is going to run. So these are real quick. They're really easy. Watch the video. I do apologize for not having the software to actually stream this onto. Working on that in the future. But if you have any more questions on it, just feel free to send me a message and comment down below. Hit the like button and give it a shot. You got nothing to lose, and this might help increase your performance and actually get you a couple of frames. I actually found watching some videos doing this is actually giving people a couple of extra frames per second in their gaming performance, especially Fortnite or any other type of game. I have found it. I do this on all my computers all the time. So give it a shot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what we come up with next.